Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacalyn. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacalyn at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Business Talk Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and our show today is The Listening Mentor. What is The Listening Mentor and what is this show about? I'm the listening mentor. Guess what? I've taken an interest in helping people learn how to listen. Why? Because I truly believe that when we are authentically listening, we are able to find inner peace for ourselves and help facilitate world peace. What I found, especially through my corporate career that I retired from and having started my own businesses, that people are over talking one another. They are coming up with solutions for problems that people never asked for solutions. And when you're having a conversation, people basically check out and they can't wait for you to stop talking so they can come up with some story that's better than yours. Oh, I remember the time that I did XYZ, and then they hijacked the conversation. So this show is all about celebrating people who have effective, elevated listening skills. I have a team of people that I have designated elevated listeners. They have taken the Power of Listening courses. They have graduated. They have certificates, and they are people you want to know because they provide a safe place to share. So get to know our team. With me today is one of my team members who shows up week after week after week. I just love this woman. She has taught me so much about how to manage stress, anxiety, and really to go inside and learn how to love yourself. Let's bring out the Harley Street stress expert, Caroline Heward.
Oh, hello. Wow, that was an introduction. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you. And I know how busy you are doing things that are making a difference in this world, helping people to find their peace and to lose their stress and to be able to really focus and find an action plan that is conducive and productive to them helping themselves, but also leading with the heart. So thank you, Caroline.
You're very welcome. I love what I do and I do what I love.
So I ask you this each week when you come back because it's important. We have new people joining us all the time. What is Harley Street and what is the Harley Street stress expert? We know it's you, but what exactly do you do?
Well, that's a really, really good question. I started my training in 2000, so over 2 decades of expertise now. And Harley Street in London is the famous street for doctors and very qualified alternative stroke complementary therapists. So I've been in Harley Street since 2005, and that's been over 15 years, and I'm loving it, and that's the place to be celebrated. So that's why the Harley Street stress expert. Well, I've been doing it for over 2 decades. That makes me an expert, I feel, and I continue to learn. What I do is I identify the root cause of your stress. So whether it be physical, so aches and pains, emotional, sadness, loneliness, heartache, whether it be behavioral, whatever it is that you're complaining about is what I'm here to solve. And when I identify root cause, the reason that it's occurred the symptom will literally lift and you will feel at peace. you will literally feel like a weight's been lifted off your shoulders. And it's really easy for me to do. My training is in chakra psychology, how the mind and body connects, and what happens to the person physically, emotionally, mentally, behaviorally when there's an imbalance. And the imbalance is your symptom. I am here for you to help you with your stress, your anxiety, and your depression.
Thank you, Caroline. And we do have a special offer that you are giving to our audience. Would you like to share about the Zoom call?
Yes, I'm offering a free 30-minute stress buster consultation over Zoom. And to get that, just drop me an email at nomorestress, exactly as it sounds, 3 words, no more stress, at live.co.uk. And we can then schedule a time that works for you and for me, because I'm aware this is global, so different time zones, so we have to make it work. And I will help you with 1 or 2 symptoms. So you give me 5 minutes of the problems, and I will give you insights, awareness, understanding, and solution, and literally give you an incredible and deep sleep that night.
Thank you, Caroline. You know, I'm always amazed when I find that I've been listening because I put together your email and I got it right. Because I'm always like, is it uk.co? Is it co.uk? So yay. We've got a great topic for today that we're going to be discussing about relationships. And before we go into that, I wanted to just have you talk a little bit about I'm calling it the capitalistic mind, or leading from a capitalistic place, maybe the ego, as opposed to the heart. And one of our team members, Madalene Chan, she refers to it as 3D to 5D world. So can you elaborate on that for us?
Yes, when you're in the mind, so when you're thinking, talking, and analysing through your experiences rather than feeling, and you'll know because you'll be using words like I understand that, or that makes sense. So you'll be using and you'll be thinking through things while you're in an experience rather than experiencing it through your sensory. So that's giving you a bit more of a definition. So when you are thinking and analysing through things, you're actually not experiencing. This will make you incredibly powerful in terms of creating money, because you will be in that ego space of not experiencing. So money will come very easily, but then you're not actually living, you're existing and not experiencing through your sensory. So I know a lot of people that come to me that are clients from the corporate world, certainly, sort of investment bankers, traders, stockbrokers, solicitors, lawyers, barristers, that kind of ilk. And essentially, they're literally collecting money, but not experiencing life. They're not experiencing their relationships, so they consume. So they become part of the consumer society, where they're literally buying things to feel things because they don't experience from their sensory. And we were born sensory. And when you're in that experience, you'll feel like you're existing, that you're on autopilot, that you're not actually experiencing life. And how it will look, it's almost like you'll be watching a movie and it's you that's in the movie, but you're not experiencing what's going on autopilot. You'll literally feel that you're going through the motion without the emotion.
Wow, I love the way you summed that up. Thank you so much. I think that for me, it's been quite a journey because I definitely have lived in the 3D world. I was obsessed, Caroline, obsessed with shoes and bags.
Yeah. As a woman, I've been there too.
And it's just interesting. I think it's really the pandemic, that I spent a lot of time broadcasting. I'm not wearing any shoes, or I'd be wearing sneakers because I need the support for standing for all these hours. And the beautiful shoes that I have, I don't even wear. It's just insane. But
yes, I'm inclined to agree with you. I'm sort of in the top, sort of looking good, glamorous and great at the top, but like you, not wearing any shoes. In fact, I'm barefoot, which is really nice. And so my feet are free.
yeah, it is really nice. So as we and by the way, obviously being in the 3D world is not just shoes and bags. It's leading with your ego and being all about you and not caring about others, about our environments, about the creatures that we share this planet with, about other planets, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that you bring so much incredible knowledge and experience to this platform, and you're such a great listener that I just, once again, I have to thank you for taking your time and for sharing your wisdom with us.
Oh, thank you. The feeling is mutual. I feel very excited every time I'm here because I'm sharing for so many others, being able to reach so many others with the information. And it's actually a dream come true for me because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to help more people. And what better way to do it than to share my knowledge on a platform, such as yours. And in the way that it's being shared, the fact that it's there forever. If people miss the show, they can always get it on YouTube, and that's beautiful.
It
That
sure
makes me
is.
feel very happy that there is a catalogue of videos, and so it doesn't go away. It's not just for the live, it's forever.
It's very true because we can't just assume everybody's watching because we're actually live today. And we do have a special guest backstage, which I'll bring her out in a second. And I was thinking that USA Global TV, when I set up the business and I applied for the trademark, it takes like 9 months to get it, that USA Global TV, I think, has only been in existence for about 6 months. So
Wow.
I'm pretty happy with our progress. But we've got one of our team members backstage, Caroline, and she is also the co-host for this show. She's been on a whirlwind. Let's bring her out. She is the international award-winning singer, songwriter, producer, and vocal coach / author as well. Let's bring on Madalene Chan.
Oh my God. Hi.
We're matching, so I'm going to move us. Yeah. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
We can hear you fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, I just want to apologize. I don't know what happened. It was like techno light, techno screen, everything just.
It's all right. You're here now.
But I'm here now.
Yes. Exactly. And we were just discussing with Caroline about 3D versus 5D. And we're gonna go right into our topic for today, which is about relationships. So before we go into that, Madalene, I'd love for you just give our audience your perspective on 3D to 5D and why we need to lead a life in the 5D as opposed to 3D.
Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. Okay, I'll just say it in a really ballpoint way. Basically, the 3D is considered, we all know, the illusion, the matrix, basically the mind, emotions, and the world of experience, which is of good and evil, living in a cause and effect world, in the presence of fear with limitation, lack, power, greed, and control. We've lived this life through world conglomerates, old money monetizations, government and military controlled systems, constant propaganda, streamlined media. We're constantly bombarded on a day-to-day basis. But it hasn't helped ourselves because we, in fact, operate on our ego, on judgment, blame, gossip, condemnation, criticism. We're living in a world of unworthiness because our world is dominated literally by what's going on in the outer world. So we don't have the time, space to move in to our inner world where we'll gain more of a clearer perspective and the answers really. So we're living in this world of fear, and it's getting worse. And we're fueling the machine. We're fueling it. Yeah, that's what 3D is.
Thank you, Madalene. Very nice. I appreciate that. All right, ladies. So I'd love for us to delve into how our relationships are impacted when we are carrying stress and or not leading a heart-centric life?
Ooh, that is,
Oh,
isn't that Caroline? That's a ooh.
It is.
who wants to start with that? Caroline?
Yes.
Okay.
What we tend to do is we tend to be complaining because we're human. We complain about things that aren't working. And when we're in a relationship and we're relating it to everything and everyone, we're relating in our business relationships, our friendships, our intimate relationships, and with everything around us, our environment, the creatures, small and mammals. So we're relating to everything and everyone. So let's look at how we relate in an intimate relationship to begin with. So usually we'll find that we're complaining about something. It might be something as simple as, you don't listen to me, as we're on a listening show. If we're saying you don't listen to me, you're not listening, it's probably because there's something that we've pushed down inside. So if we're saying you're not listening to me, it's because there's something that's going on for us that we're not listening to ourselves, to our environment, to others. And so whatever we're complaining about, if you are saying you're not listening, listen to me, it's because that there's something that's going on for you. It's an unresolved issue. And usually these issues come from way back in childhood, where we've not dealt with something or we didn't feel that we were heard or listened to as a child. And certainly that's a well-known cliche that children are seen and not heard, certainly when I was growing up. And so when we feel like that, we'll be pushing to be heard. I certainly remember saying things 3 times and I was pulled up on it, and it was because I didn't feel I was being listened to or heard. So I would say things in 3 different ways. And when I was picked up on it, I would then become aware of that behavior, and I was then able to change it. But it's really interesting how our behaviors are led by the relationship that we have with the undealt with issues. Other things that can happen is when we're not feeling comfortable in a situation, if we're feeling fearful or panicked about something that's going on, that's something that's coming up from inside. Our internal world represents our external world. So if we're feeling fearful inside and we're pushing it down, what happens is our external world shows us fearful situations. And so if you're not comfortable about something or you're not sure about how you're feeling and being, look at what you're complaining about and look at your external world, because your external world is a huge and an entire representation of what's going on in your internal world. And everything is you. Every single thing is you, and we're the creator of how we're experiencing life. Yes, there is stress in the external world. Yes, there is situations. It is always about how we respond and how we react in the situations. I'm not saying those stressful situations are not there, but it's our response, our reaction, and our mechanism for dealing with what's on the external world. And sometimes it's water off a duck's back, and that's because it's not affecting us. It's not our stuff to deal with.
I love this,
Wow,
Caroline.
that was
Wow.
phenomenal. Caroline, that was amazing. Honestly, have you written a book about this? Because
I need
honestly,
to write
you
my
really
book.
need to. You really do need to, because people everywhere right now need this advice, this
Well, this is what I
these
do.
tools and knowledge. They need this, because most people, I'm not being awful, I know you're a Harley Street stress expert and it's wonderful on Harley Street and all, but everybody cannot afford
I know.
within
That's
their
why I'm here.
funds.
That's
So
why I'm here. And that's why I do my free. I'm always offering
exactly,
free consultations.
but if you write a book, then it would be affordable for people to start that journey of understanding the mechanism of stress in a relationship, and they would look at their own way of behavior.
I'm actually working with clients because that's when you get your empowerment back. When you're blaming on the external, then you give away your power. But when you're taking responsibility, when you're seeing that, you know, sort of if you're attracting lots of people that are angry, it will be because there's undealt with and pushed down anger inside of you, which is representing itself in your external world. And then you can take control of it. You can deal with it. You can decide to handle what's creating that internal anger, and then your external world will not be angry anymore. I mean, it's kind of cool, really.
It is, and some of us, well, I think we're all acting as mirrors of each other, and there's certain roles, certain people that have taken on those roles to be more of a prominent, dominant and prominent figure, in order for you to look at your issues and dramas and what's going on. So unresolved issues, as you said. So you can then start to deal with them in one by one. You know, you can start to, as they start to rise up to the surface. And some people, they just, you know, some relationships are so stormy. So it's all different dynamics of the relationship. And one thing that I don't understand, and I've done it myself, where one person goes from one relationship to another, no breathing space, and they seem to either go lower and lower and experience more of the same, they hit even worse. It's almost like the lesson becomes more intense.
And by the way, have you found it with this lower and lower, because you and I have talked about it, that it's actually the same person, but in a different body, the same attributes, but it's a different name. It's Joe, it's Bob, it's Bill, but it's
exactly.
It's narcissist.
So true.
Yeah, because you don't think enough of yourself, right? We don't have the self-esteem, and we just keep going back. Oh yeah, hit me in the head again. Oh yeah, here I am again.
Yeah, exactly. We just keep taking it, and then not waking up, not realizing, hang on, this is what I'm actually treating myself like this. I'm actually one that's beating myself up.
Well, when that happens, we tend to blame external. We tend to say, oh, it's your fault. You're doing this.
It's your fault. Yes.
Then we move on to the next person. And hey, presto, different name, different experience, different event, different time, but the same stuff. And what happens is you kind of, you could then begin to believe, well, all women are the same, all men are the same. They're all, sort of takers. They're all cheaters. They're all, they all don't listen. Yeah. And it's the person that's representative and is there all the time is you.
Yes, exactly. I mean, for me personally, in my experience, in the way that I used to do a lot of that, but then, my partner was on the other hand of someone cheating again and again and again. And because my story is a little bit different, but because I cheated, it really, he just went like an explosion, a fireball of explosion. Not asking me why I cheated, not asking me why, because I was under the influence of alcohol, and I was an addict to of. So it's what I'm saying is that even if someone starts as a new plate with someone, if someone has a continuous line of cheating or some kind, then if someone does something that is of that ilk, but it wasn't actually, you just don't get another chance. You go, that's it, they blow up, and then that's it. There's no working on it. There's no working out.
That's because it's like you.
Curtain drawn. curtain drawn, the big chop, cut completely.
Caroline?
That's because it's you, and that's your lesson.
Yeah.
So the relationship ends, and
Yes.
it's then down to you to learn, to take on board the lessons that you've learned from that experience, that relationship. And the person disappears literally because they've served their purpose. They've served you in the way that you needed serving to bring up whatever it was that was appropriate for you to handle. And then there's no requirement for the relationship anymore. And what we do is we make the other person wrong. So, you know, you did this to me and you did that to me. And that's all wrong, you know, and you've got to sort this out. But actually, they've served their purpose, because people are in our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Absolutely. But don't you think that also it's a transference of energy? It's a transference of that pain going into that person that was hurt because they cheated. So they might meet someone who cheats on them.
Well, I've brought up this previously, Dr. Jacalyn, haven't I? That everything is energy, everything is frequency. Yeah. And I'd like to share what do you call it? A case study that was done on in a charity that had abused women. They organised a cocktail party. There was 50 women. One of them was serially abused, and there was 50 men. And from those 50 men, one of them was a serial abuser. So my questions to you are, one, did they meet? It was a 2-hour cocktail party. Did the serial abuser meet the woman that was serially abused? Yes or no?
Did the serial abuser meet the woman that was being abused?
Serially abused. There's 100 people in the room.
Yes.
Did they meet?
Yeah. Yes. 100 people. Yeah, because the energy attracts the energy.
That's what I'm going to say. So yes, they did meet, right?
Yeah.
They did. Yeah. How long did it take? There's 100 people in the room. This was a case study that was done. It was an experiment that was done. This is a live. It was a live example for a women's charity for battered women. How long did it take them to meet?
Within 10 minutes.
They didn't even have to meet. The energy met first. They didn't have to have spoken word or be introduced. It just collided, just straight away.
That's absolutely right. And Dr. Jacalyn's right. 10 minutes.
10
Even
minutes.
100 people.
Dr. Jacalyn, we are the 18. Sorry.
And that is because everything is frequency. Everything is energy. And it's not what we say. It's our frequency, our vibration, and everything is vibration. Everything is frequency. That's proven. Einstein, he said E, energy equals MC squared. So everything's
MC squared.
Proven. And we are vibration. And if we are the victim will always create a persecutor, because that's the vibration. Yes. And when you change from being the victim, what will happen is that the other person won't be there anymore. It's wherever your vibration is.
That's
right.
So exactly. Sorry.
Many people are looking, you know, I hear the phrase, I'm looking for my other half. I'm looking for somebody to complete me. And what happens is, if you're not complete, the other person won't be complete. Yeah. And so that's not a great way to find a relationship. The best way to find a relationship, especially an intimate relationship, is to be whole yourself, to be whole and coming from your heart, without the problems of needing to be fixed by somebody or needing to be completed by somebody. And then you will meet another complete person. It's not challenging, and yet it's really interesting that we're always looking for somebody to complete us. Now, going back to the case study of this charity, the person that's being persecuted, being the victim, being battered, will always find the persecutor. And that is because even though it's a discomfort, it's always actually a comfortable place as well. So it's better the devil you know.
Better the devil. Yeah, as good. Exactly. It's
Yes, and I want to share that in all the dysfunctional relationships that I've been in, which I haven't been in a relationship now for over 18 months. Yay! I'm so happy. I found myself saying over and over again, it didn't matter. It was a different person. It's like, why aren't you listening to me? You're never listening to me. And then you try to get attention, they're busy working or they're watching. So, hey, I'm trying to talk to you now, right? And you realize it's because you don't have your act together, right? It's you. So you have to look in the mirror and say, wait a minute, what do I need to address? What do I need to change? Because I keep going back to the same dysfunction. It's me.
yes. Yeah.
You're the person in all of the scenarios. And so that's what's easy. And even though we don't want to look at it and it's uncomfortable, I laugh when I see, sort of that mirror, I have a frequency, certainly in the past, of attracting workaholics. And it's quite funny because I have been, very much like that in the past. And I had a boyfriend many years ago who flew all the way. He was American, and he flew all the way across the continents to meet me. And it was we were supposed to meet for dinner, and it was 10 o'clock on the night. And he said, I'm really sorry I'm so late. And I said, it's okay, don't worry. I've been waiting from 7 o'clock, but, don't worry, it's fine. And then when I meet him, he said, I'm sorry, I had a workshop and then I had my calls and I've just become free, and by the time we got somewhere for dinner, it was 10:30. So, and it made me smile. I didn't get upset or angry. I actually smiled. I thought, oh, that old chestnut, that's something I need to work on now, because what he was showing me was he was a workaholic. And I thought, yeah, I get that. Yeah. And this is how we can smile, because we're being given feedback. It's not that we did something wrong or they did something wrong. It's feedback. And when we see it like that, we then become really empowered to be able to do something about it and change. So that when I stopped being a workaholic and I found space and time, then the other person found space and time. And the next time I saw him, he actually said, I'm going to have a whole evening with you. I'm going to take you out to dinner. And that's what he did. And we did go out for dinner at 7 o'clock.
How wonderful.
So
oh my gosh, that's so long since I've been
story.
taken out. It is a great story, actually. It really is. It's. Would you like to be taken out to dinner, Dr. Jacalyn?
No.
No,
absolutely not. No.
Take yourself out to dinner. I take myself out to dinner.
No, I'm happy doing what I'm doing right now. So I'm happy with just me. And that's
I'm like that.
Right.
I'm the same. Just me. I haven't had a relationship for like 2.5 years. Just me.
Well, I'm ready. I'm now ready for one. And that's because I've gone through a lot of changes myself in this time of changed world. I've done a lot of transitioning myself as to what's important, what I need to be and do. And it's become quite fascinating, my own internal change. And yes, I am ready to share my life with someone, which is going to be really interesting.
Putting it out there, everybody.
Yeah. So, Caroline, so do you believe in soulmates then? True soulmates?
Well, that's where I am. It'll be
divine path today.
Yeah, it'll be somebody that's obviously been doing some work on themselves. It'll be somebody that, because I feel quite whole now, whereas I wasn't previously. And I know what I want and what I don't want, what feels good for me. And I have to have my own space because I do a lot of my own meditations. It'd be lovely to share them with someone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Share my dancing with someone and my gong bass. So, it's, and it is about where you are, and there is a lot of things that I have that are really shareable. And so, but I didn't feel like this up until, our world changed, and I've done a lot of work in these last almost 2 years through my own training of what came up for me, because it wasn't that I was in fear of what was going on. It was the fact that I was alone. and I was struggling in the middle of London, as beautiful
Yeah.
as my home is, being alone in a city that everybody literally just deserted. The streets of London were deserted, and I found that really difficult. And the interesting thing about it was I realized that I had a lot of life outside of my home. I did a lot of things outside, and going outside to go inside. And I treasure and really cherish the friendships and relationships that I have now, much more than perhaps I probably did. Even though I have, always cherished friendships, I feel even more so. And that's because I'm coming even from an even deeper place in my heart, because we're here for a short time, and I've lost a couple of very dear friends who were mentors in this past 2 years. And it's made me realize we're here for a very short time, and we may as well have a great time while we're here and enjoy what we're doing. And at the same time, yes, we are living, to bring your point about a capitalist society, we are living at the moment in a capitalist society. But, the wealth is inside of us. I've been literally dancing and chanting my way through these last, sort of weeks, and having fun and feeling a wealth of happiness that I would not get if I'd got tons of money and been working flat out. I think from my perspective, it's a combination. Yes, at the moment we need money to pay the bills, to pay the mortgage. And so I have to get that balance right. And at the same time, it's important to me to have fun too. And this is where the balance is important in the world that we're in today, in the space that we're in, the capitalist society. We do need to earn money. That's important. And at the same time, it's important to also be able to take time out of that environment and be yourself.
Absolutely. Having that time, that space for yourself. Absolutely. But these gong baths, I'm fascinated. Sorry, Dr. Jacalyn, I'm just so fascinated. What is gong baths?
I'm just letting you know we only have 2 minutes left.
Oh, serious? You're kidding me.
No, we have another show right after this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Caroline, when did we talk about gong baths? 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go on your website.
Yeah, you can go to
learn
USA.
about it. Yeah,
absolutely.
And we can do something offline as well, Madalene. We can catch up offline too.
That sounds wonderful, Caroline. I'd love that.
Always goes quickly here.
I know. I think this is my 5th show today. It just goes. So, Caroline, thank you so much for everything you brought today about relationships and about 3D and 5D and about stress busting. I'm going to spotlight you again. If you would just tell our audience about this offer for anyone just joining us, and also how to reach you and who should reach out.
If you're feeling stressed, if you have any physical, emotional, mental, behavioral ache and pain that's causing you problems, reach out to me at my email, nomorestress, the 3 words, nomorestress, @live.co.uk. Reach out and we can organize a time that works for you. I'm offering a free 30-minute stress buster Zoom consultation to help you identify the root cause of your stress. You will literally have an incredible, deep and more relaxed and peaceful sleep, wake up feeling refreshed, and whatever it is that was troubling you will literally feel lighter, easier, and you will have more insight, awareness, and it will lift and clear. You will feel better. That is my gift to you.
What a beautiful gift it is. I actually had this gift, and I'm just so excited, and I'm going to book in again very soon. So, Madalene, maybe you should do the same, and anybody else who's out there.
I'm totally lifted already just by your presence and by your words and your vibration and your voice. I'm lifted because I was pretty much stressed before coming on board here today, and you just relaxed me. So thank you so much.
Yes, I love it.
Thank you.
I'm glad you both are here today. That's fabulous. So thank you again, Caroline. We look forward to seeing you again. Book in again soon.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful week, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Caroline.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, Caroline.
Madalene, I know she's the real deal. She
Yeah,
is.
I
So
wanted to.
how?
Yes, tell me
Yes.
how.
So as we close out the show, we have your banner. How would you like people to reach out to you? We have your website, and who would you like to reach out to you for which services?
Uh, Sorry, I
Vocal
don't understand.
lessons.
Yeah, vocal. Yes, vocal lessons, and of course, going on the power of effective listening. Intuition of the heart and the union of the voice. Our courses.
Absolutely. People can find our courses on my website, drjacalyn.com. You can also go over to Eventbrite for the power of
Yeah,
listening. And
I
you
just
can,
realised we're in the show, aren't we? Still.
yeah, we are still in this show.
I thought it was just you and I. Oh my
No, no,
god.
no. It's the show. So here's actually the banner going across: the power of listening, part 3, the power of music, voice, and listening. And we also have
Yes.
part 5, which has been launched. And so the power of listening, part 3, is on Tuesdays, and the power of listening, part 5, is on Thursdays. So
Absolutely. Yes.
please do reach out to Madalene for vocal lessons if you're interested. She does a great job. She is my vocal coach, and she will help open you up for sure.
Inner
So
voice, your inner voice.
yes, absolutely, your inner voice. All right, Madalene, thank you again for being here. Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. Thank you, everyone. Much love.
Bye-bye. Much love.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone who has been watching our shows, whether you're on the live or the replay. We have shows 5 days a week from Monday through Friday. How can you find out more? It's easy, 2 ways. You can go to our website, usaglobaltv.com, go under shows, and all of our shows are there. Underneath that are all of our team members. You'll find Caroline there, you'll find Madalene there, as well as everybody else. To watch our show live, you can go to any of 17 platforms, but please do go over to our YouTube channel. I'm encouraging everyone, whether you're on our teams or you are watching, watch it from YouTube so that I can close down these other channels because it's a lot of maintenance. So just go to YouTube and USA Global TV. You can go to playlists and you'll find this show under the Listening Mentor. All right. Thank you again for being here. We're coming right back with Mr. Al Cini and the Business Talk Show. And our guest today is Janetta Barry, who is also a team member, and she is the founder of the Epiphany Process and World Jenny's Day. We'll see you again soon. Thanks so much, Caroline. Thanks, Madalene. Bye-bye.